Welcome to another episode of Ankle Sore and North Club Corner, episode 14.
So join in the chorus.
We always receive so much feedback from you all, so keep it coming. We enjoy hearing your thoughts on the Kangas. Vito, look at this table. I feel like it's Forrest Gump. Waving on the boat to Lieutenant Dan.
Forrest Gump. I reckon some of our players are like him.
He need a lot more.
So, what did you think on the weekend first?
Welcome back. No Club Corner last week.
No, sorry about that.
But it probably
North
didn't.
supporters.
It probably didn't.
Well, it was a... Oh, no, that was a good game last
Sydney
week.
game, yeah.
The Sydney game was horrific.
Actually, we did do a Club Corner, and we've been told that it was our best one yet by the director, but
And what happened?
Andrew stuffed it up.
Well, what, the file... Did you say
happened.
the file was corrupted?
Yeah, he had a corrupt file. Seriously?
Someone put money under the table and corrupted it?
That's corrupt.
Like, seriously?
No, seriously.
How does the file get corrupted?
This is what I reckon. He fell asleep and he couldn't be stuffed putting it on.
Probably.
And he's just used the corrupt file.
And it was a bloody good one, too.
It was a
But
good
anyway.
one too, but yeah, so
What do you do?
Technology, it gets you sometimes.
Sometimes.
Like it did with the Microsoft Sting, which I don't know anyone that got affected by, but yet we all
No, they carried on about it.
We're all led to believe that everyone got affected, but I don't know
Anyway.
anyone that did. So, just the first question I want to ask you, because you weren't here, would you have picked North in the Geelong game?
I probably would have gone close. Yeah, I probably
A
would
lot of
have.
people asked me.
I probably would have picked North, actually.
Yep. And so the result, obviously, they've been beat by 40 points. We spoke, touch the surface about how they were 10 points down late in the third. Dersma kicked that goal.
Was it you that said 40 points wasn't 40 points, or was it Andrew might have said it?
Didn't reflect. Yeah, Andrew said it didn't reflect.
I probably agree with that, to be honest. I thought when it got to 10, I'll be honest, just before that, because I watched it with him, I said to him, mate, North need to answer here. Kick 2-3 goals and make a statement and get back in it. And they did. And I got to 10 when Dersma kicked that goal. I thought, geez, we've got tails up, momentum. But then they just, see what I mean? And Stengel kicks 2 goals.
But polish and experience. And
Probably.
Geelong, if you reverse the roles, and I always try and reverse the roles, if we were sitting in the position Geelong were and Geelong were sitting in the position where North were, you and I would be going, we're going to put this mob to the sword.
That's true.
We're going to win this game of footy. We've got finals to play. We want to finish in the jostling of how tight it is at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to say one thing, and I said this yesterday, and I don't want to say because it's going to sound like a sook, right? I don't care what anyone says, but certain players in the league, depending on certain teams they play for, get looked after. I don't care what you say. And yesterday, not saying North were not good enough, but how I don't their umpiring's horrendous. So Paul Curtis in the first quarter, and Andrew knows because he goes there, fair enough. Mate, he tackled a bloke, I can't remember who it was, clearly holding the ball, dropping the ball, whatever you want to call it, nothing. Happens 20 minutes later on the other side of the ground, Geelong, same thing, nabbed, goal. Like, I'm not saying that that's going to make you win or lose a game, but it changes momentum.
It constantly happens with North, it feels.
It happens to the lower sides a lot.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to people who go, yeah, you're right. You're actually right.
Yep.
They do look after the bigger sides better. We're not good enough. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I just sort of see that can happen at times.
Yeah.
But Geelong were just too polished. You're right. What did you think? Oh, okay. I mentioned this now. Dylan Stevens, when is he going to get dropped?
Okay, give us your 3 players.
Dylan Stevens, Jaden Stevenson, Bryn Edelston,
and
Bryn Teakle, sorry. Bryn, whatever his name is.
So Teakle, look,
he's just a fill-in, mate.
Teakle's just a fill-in.
He's not going to be there next year.
Hey, put the cigarette out.
Yeah, put the cigarette
No,
out.
mate, can you fill in for us? How long for? About 10 weeks? Yeah, no worries.
No worries. Hang on. Yeah, no, I'll be there.
You wouldn't imagine what they're going to get over the pre-season that Teakle's going to hold his spot.
No chance.
Who was Alan Stevenson?
He was horrendous at
I'm
back.
really unsure why they brought him in and played him across half.
He got like 20-something touches, but I don't care.
Yeah, but
he gave them 2 or 3 goals of his horrendous disposal.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
I'm not sure the purpose of playing him, to be honest.
Dylan Stevens, what did he do? Just runs around.
Yeah, he's got a good engine.
That's okay.
He's got a good engine.
He should have been in the movie Grease when John Travolta was trying to fix that bad car.
How did that engine run when there was nothing connected?
Yeah, I know. Let's not
everyone
even
talks about that.
Let's not even get into it.
Griffin Lowe, good return.
Very good. Very good. I just want to go back 1 second. I want to go to the positives. Sheasels. I know we go on about it every week.
Yeah.
Sheasel, Wardlaw. I didn't think Lucky and Zerha would be quite. Lucky kicked 3, but he was quiet. But LDU. This is the one I wanted to point out. And I brought this up yesterday. 2 goals. This is his downfall. He can't kick goals. So there was one where he's running in toward, didn't make the distance. Geelong play marks on line. Another one, 25, 30 metre snap, didn't make the distance. Gun, all that. I'm wrong about him. I owed up on all that. But he's got to kick goals when they're there to be kicked.
Some players will never, ever improve
And he's
that.
one of them.
And there are guns that will never, ever improve that, unfortunately.
Okay.
You just got to wear that with everything else that he's good at, I reckon.
Fair enough.
I reckon every player's got a knock. Even you could probably knock Nick Dacos if you tried. There's always players that have,
all right.
and that is his knock on his game.
And Combin's the other one that's going to be, mate, that makes a big difference.
What a massive grab early in that game.
But he makes a difference, just completely changes up. Yeah, I think he plays forward. He plays forward.
He's a forward.
So,
there was something else I was going to say, and now I cannot remember.
well, while you're thinking, I've got a couple of plays here, unrestricted free agents that I think
bring it
North
up.
should be looking at.
Yep. I've remembered now. But
Yeah, I'm going to go through these. Do you want to talk first? Or
Spoke to a Port Adelaide supporter today.
Port
and he
Adelaide?
said, they're very rare.
Okay.
And he said that while he is happy that he's got Jason Horne-Francis, he looks at North and he says, Sheasel and Wardlaw, you'd take that every day still.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
He
Absolutely.
said, look, it didn't affect us. We were never going to get Sheasel or Wardlaw. We got Horne-Francis. But I look at it and I go, the byproduct of that is Wardlaw and Sheasel.
The bloke that sits there, he said the right.
And you're taking that every time.
He said
aren't you?
Sheasel's better than Norm Francis. Do you agree?
Sheasel is better than Horne-Francis. No, you're comparing apples with oranges.
I thought you were going to say that. Anyway, I'm going to go through these unrestricted agents.
Go, fire away.
Tell me, Ben Keys.
Yeah, absolutely. The best reject in the AFL. What a great...
Mate, he's a very good footballer, isn't he?
Is he available?
Well,
This
these
is
are
only fantasy type
unrestricted
stuff,
agents. These
like-
are players that are
Yeah.
available. Whether they're probably going to stay, most of them.
You'd
But I'm
take
saying,
Ben Keys on a half-forward flank.
oh,
absolutely.
mate, he'd be great for North.
He's better than Jaden Stevenson. He'd be taking his spot.
Tenfold. Jeremy Howe. I know he's getting on in age.
Age, but the type of player he is, third defender that can go forward.
Forward if need be and
Absolutely.
help Lucky and Zerha down
Yeah,
there. Can take a
absolutely.
grab.
Absolutely.
I don't know about this bloke. I don't think Dyson Apple. I think he's had it.
Done.
No
Done.
interest.
Should not be playing AFL footy as of this week. He should
This
be
is-
looking around at. I think he's from Gippsland.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Give me a Gippsland town.
Morwell.
Morwell,
Morwell.
Moe. They're all out that way.
Moe.
I don't even know where he's from.
This is the one out of all the list I've got here. I think Jack Henry would be marvellous.
Jack Henry would be great, wouldn't he? Where'd you play him?
Again, either side of the ground, don't you think?
Centre half back, I reckon.
Yeah, he's a backman, but I'm saying, again, he's got a bit of nous. You could play him 40 if need be.
Yep.
Parfitt. Brendan Parfitt.
He's now getting a
Can't-
game, isn't
well, he doesn't get a lot of games.
Doesn't get a lot of games. He's an inside mid. North do need another mid.
That's what I'm saying.
They actually, believe it or not, everyone wants to say,
Is it-
no more mids. They actually need another mid that's completely different to what we got.
And he's one of them. And the other thing is, he's not a bad. He can kick a goal.
Yeah, he can.
I'm actually.
He can.
I was going to say no, but I'm actually thinking he could be very good for North.
He could be.
Harry Perryman from the Giants.
Played yeah, he's centre half back, isn't he?
He's a backman.
Yeah,
He's another one. I'm trying to pick.
He played last
I
night,
was trying
yeah.
to pick players that will suit what we need.
He's another tall.
The next one.
Look, you're picking the right crop for what North need.
Yeah,
I get it.
There's a couple more, but the next one, I don't think we've got a hope of getting, but I'd love to have him, Josh Battle.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll leave St Kilda, but
I think they're throwing. Do I reckon he'll leave?
well, they reckon there's a few clubs throwing the kitchen sink at him.
Collingwood's throwing everything at him. I reckon he'll be at Collingwood next year.
It's going to be a battle.
Watch this space, but I reckon he'll be at Collingwood.
It'll be a battle.
Yeah,
to get
it'll
him.
be a battle to get him, but once they've won the battle,
And two more. I reckon this is the most.
won the war.
This is the most gettable one I'm about to bring up. I think
Yeah, give us a gettable.
this is the most gettable. And I'm not kidding when I say this. Quinton Narkle. No, he's got X factor, don't you
Ahead
reckon?
of who? He'd be in.
Is he another Jaden like Day?
Yeah, well, he's Paul Curtis. He's Eddie Ford. He's
Yeah, you're
Hanson
right.
Jr. I'm just like.
Hanson Jr. Well, you still.
See, but he's a
you gotta
small
give him a
forward.
Yeah, all right. Maybe
as far
not.
as I sort of
So you wouldn't look at. You're saying you wouldn't probably look
no,
at him.
because then you put. Where do you put him? Do you bring him in his 15 line, or do you bring him ahead of those players?
No,
He hasn't
He
warranted.
wouldn't be. No, he hasn't warranted to be ahead of them.
So
no.
he's a yeah.
So probably wouldn't. Probably I'll take
He's not
that.
the
That's a good
midfielder
point.
that North do need, though. He's not.
No. What about this bloke, the final one on the list that I had made up? Johannesson.
Yeah, the rebound. He's quicker than McDonald, isn't he?
He'd be good down there, mate. He'd be good in our back line, mate. He'd give
Playing
that-
high defence though.
Because you know what I'd do then?
play him on a wing.
So, yeah, or if you do play him back, let's say, you move McKercher up a bit, even Fisher if you need to.
Yep.
It changes the dynamics in the middle
Yeah.
as well. I think he'd be handy.
What about Caleb Daniel?
No, I know you've always bring this off camera. You always bring up Caleb Daniel. I'm not a fan,
He's a beautiful kick.
but he can't kick over a jam team.
No,
mate.
no, but like his short kick work is precision.
So would you rather have him or McKercher?
Oh no,
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. It's dead different. You could have them both.
But then you got Fisher.
I've heard Essendon are really into him.
Who?
Caleb Daniel,
I can have him.
and they need him.
Knock yourself out.
All right.
And just finally, before we knock it over, what do you think this week? I know we spoke about it in the.
Yeah, you convinced me in the last show that North are not just tick
No.
North.
People are going to be, there's a win for
You
North.
made a lot of sense because you said it's all about going
The distance.
The distance.
Pardon the pun. Yeah.
right. So, you're right. North went as far as they could with Geelong and ended up.
Thank
I
you.
agree.
North,
Richmond do go further.
North will get 3-4 goals up in this game early on. They will. They'll jump it out of the blocks. But Richmond, what I'm saying is Richmond will grind them down and North can't sustain it. Richmond's got heavier, more
that's
experienced
disappointing.
players. And I think Richmond will win. And when I say win, it'll be a kick or two, no more.
Yeah,
no
that's
more than that.
disappointing.
Do you agree with me?
Yeah,
Or
I do.
So you actually think Richmond will win?
But I think we need to win a game of footy. We're due again.
We are.
I keep saying.
And I thought I would have said to you the same. North will win. Then I think about it. I go, Richmond actually nearly went the distance with Collingwood today. North can't sustain it.
Yeah,
Are we a better side? Yes, we are.
We are.
It's not about that.
we are. But there's no reason why North can't come out and play as good as they did in their last couple of wins.
Yeah.
There's no reason why they can't.
And if they do that for a longer period, they'll win.
yeah,
But I'm going by what North, how they run. They don't run out games well.
they don't, and they need. My theory, I said it a few months ago now. If you're a battling side, you're happy to see a win a month because
Yeah.
a win a month gives you 5 wins
Yeah.
or 6
6 wins, whatever, yep.
So we're due now for our win a month.
I'd expect them, and like I said, I've tipped Richmond, but I expect if North's improving or whatever, to beat Richmond and beat West Coast
Yeah.
and go to 4 wins. That's what I expect.
Well, they're good enough. They're good enough to beat Richmond this week. They are good
They are
enough.
good enough.
Yeah.
On paper, yes. On what I see in the way of running out a game, I think Richmond will do better.
That's work ethic. That's work rate. That's staying in the contest.
So,
it's not about skill set.
Unfortunately, do you think Richmond wins? Just? Or you thinking North?
I said Richmond in our main show,
you're
so I'm
sticking to
going to
it?
go with that still.
Yeah, I agree.
It
Well,
would have to be a big win.
well, let's see what happens and watch this space, I
Watch
suppose.
this space. There you have it, another episode of North Club Corner in the books. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on the Roo Boys. We love reading your comments and we'll reply to all of you. See you in the next one.